I'm doing kind of the boring part of tournament fishing right now. A lot of people think it is, but I'm just infatuated by looking at my electronics and picking this bottom contour apart and just looking for offshore structure. A lot of people think of offshore structure as Uncle Ted's Oldsmobile that was sunk here back in the 50s, or a blowed out bridge or something like that. But really, offshore structure is the bottom contour that you can't see, that's under the water. And it's maybe a drop, it may be a drain, it may be a creek channel, whatever's under the surface back here. And that's what I like to do. It's starting to get fall of the year, these fish are starting to move back in these creeks, and a lot of times they'll hold up on a ditch or something like that. So I really love getting on my electronics or getting behind the wheel and looking at my electronics and picking these areas apart and finding a big school of fish. That's what's exciting to me. I can sit there and catch them cast after cast. So don't be scared to get behind the wheel and do some fishing that way, and you'll find big schools of fish. Alright, as you can see, we just came off this little drop. It dropped from 13 or 12 to right into this 14, and you can see these fish right here. They're suspended around this drop. There's a little bit of brush down there, as you can see on the bottom. Now this is my side scan, down scan, and this is my map and sonar. So you can see the arches on your traditional 2D, and like I showed you right back here on the structure scan, they show up in little dots, and they're suspended around here. So you can, this is the shooting off to the side, you can see that highlight right there, and that is where it actually drops off, and you can tell the shade where it's darker over here, it's deeper. So you can see these fish suspended out on the outer edge right here. Now this is a prime example where I would get up with a jigging spoon and try to jig vertically on top of these fish. I've been idling in the back of this creek looking for a place where some fish would be set up, and I have actually found a little drop right here. It's a small little ditch it's got a little subtle drop on it, 2 foot, and I have located some fish here, and I'm gonna get up and try to catch them. Here's this little knob that we have come up on. It's a little small point, and you can see we're an 11 foot right here, and we're fixing to start to come down off of it, and you can see those fish start to stack up right here. So I'm going to drop. You can watch my spoon go down. See that streak down on the transducer, and now you can see my spoon coming up and down like that. That is my jigging spoon, and I'm right there in those fish, right on the drop off. So that's where you want to be. You want to be right on that little bit of contour. Right, that is structure right there, folks. That's not a car or a tree or anything. Structure is when the contour changes like that, and you're right on them. I'm jigging that spoon right down there on them right now. One of the questions that I really get asked a whole lot is, what's your spoon setup? What kind of spoons do you throw? I really like getting on my graph, looking at vertical jigging, on these fish, and spoons is just something that I've just been infatuated with. And right here we've got our plain old 3740 box, one of the waterproof boxes. And the reason why I like the waterproof boxes for the spoon is because these things are all metal, and you've got all metal baits or brass, you have your hooks, your split rings, things like that. So I really like the waterproof box, and I just have all different kinds of spoons. The spoon that I like absolutely the most is of course the Strike King Sexy Spoon. They've helped me win so many tournaments over the past 4 years. They've just produced big key fish for me. It's a big profile. This spoon is a cradling spoon. It has a thump to it, and it's just a spoon that fish just can't resist. We've got the big one, and we also got the little small sizes in it as well. So I like depending on the size of the shad. But I have lots of different spoons in here. I've got little tiny spoons that I'll throw. I'll even jig spoon them for crappie. I've got vertical jigging spoons that I throw, that I drop straight on them, up and down. And I really have no preference on that type of spoon. I don't think it matters. It's just a little shiny piece of something with a hook on it that I think attracts the fish to hit. I like putting stinger hooks on a lot of them, but this is the plain old 3740 waterproof box that I keep my spoons in. I have all different kinds. Get out there and look on your electronics. Try spoon fishing, especially late fall, carrying it right on into the winter. It's a way you can get over the top of these fish and just have lots of fun. It's like playing a video game.